Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make sausage buns. It's a very simple recipe. So first of all, you just need to make the dough. So to make the dough, you just need to have warm milk. This is just a fresh milk that I got it from the carton. And I got it out from the fridge, so it's a bit cold. So what I did was I just put it in the microwave for 1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute. And this is 1.5 cups of fresh milk. You can use skim milk or you can use the full fat milk. So this is 1.5 cups. So I just put it inside here like so. Then the next thing that we need to do is to have the instant yeast. So I have got one packet of this instant yeast. It's about 11 grams. Yeah, so if you can see, this part here is said that it's 11 grams. Yep. Okay, so I will just have to cut it and then mix it together with the milk. So we will just sprinkle around the warm milk. Warm means that it is like the temperature of a baby bath. Yeah, so not too hot, because yeast is a living organism, so it needs it cannot be too hot, it'll be killed, and so it cannot cause the dough to rise. Neither do we want very cold milk, because it will then not activate the yeast, and then that would be disaster. So okay, so we have got the yeast in. The third ingredient is 4 tablespoons of sugar. So I have got this granulated sugar, around 4 tablespoons. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So you just sprinkle around the mixture that you have already made. So what else do we need? We need vegetable oil. So we need 1.5 tablespoons of vegetable oil. So I just use the cooking oil. You can use any kind of cooking oil. So I think mine is this. So 1.5 tablespoons. That would be sufficient. And then we need to break in 2 medium-sized eggs. So I've got these eggs here. I will just break it in. One, just drop it in. Yeah. Drop the egg in without the shell. I think I've got a bit of shell inside here, which I just scoop it up. Okay, so the next one is the second egg. So you just drop it in like that, yeah? So these will be the eggs. Then we go on to the vanilla essence. This one, 1 tablespoon will do. If you do not want the smell to be too strong, you can just add less. Or if you think that you can omit this, you can omit this. Yeah, so if you don't like the smell. So this is optional. It will not affect the quality of your buns. Then we have got the butter. So I've already softened the butter. I brought it out this morning. So it's nice and soft. So all you have to do is just drop it in. I think ideally you just have to melt it first. But then I will just drop in like that, and then I think it doesn't make any difference from my past experience. So then this unsalted butter has gone in. So at this stage, I think we need to just give it a good whisk, so that the ingredients will incorporate it with one another. So what I'm going to do is I'm just beating this gently. Do not be too aggressive when you beat this, because it's very watery, so it can actually spill up. So just gently but firmly, just beat it for maybe about 20 times or so. Basically you're looking at the butter, because I didn't melt the butter. So I think what I want is to ensure that the butter is nicely incorporated with the rest of the ingredients, and my egg is totally all beaten up until it is mixed very, very well. So okay, so it will look something like this at this stage. I think I'm very happy with this result. So then the second last ingredient will be 5 cups of flour. Yeah, so I have got the flour here. So I'm going to put the flour in 5 cups. No need to whisk, because I found that there is no difference between being whisked and not being whisked. So I've got my flour and I need 5 cups, so I must concentrate, make sure that I get the correct number of cups in. I think you'll know that it is wrong if, let's say, you put too few carbs, then the mixture will be too watery and vice versa. So I think I got 5 cups in here. So what you can do then is to mix the flour. And oh yeah, I need to put my salt. Yeah, so I just put a bit of salt. I don't like it to be too salty because the sausage is a bit salty. So I just put a wee bit, yeah, just a wee bit, maybe a pinch, I would say. And then what I can do next is to mix them together. Yeah, mix all these ingredients together. So I'm going to just slowly, but working from outside, you just try to make all these ingredients form into a dough. So I'm making twice the recipe, yeah, because whenever I make, I like to make very sufficient, yeah, to last for a week. You know, those that I cannot finish, I put inside the freezer. But normally within a week, I would my family would finish all the 16 of them. This recipe will be able, we can make 16 of this sausage buns with this recipe. But if your family is small, maybe you have got 2 or maybe 3 people in your family, I don't think you want to make so many. So maybe you cut everything half, like the flour, instead of 5 cups, you will just use 2.5 cups, so on and so forth. So I think for mine, it is just sufficient. And also I want to show you 2 ways to sort of present your final sausage buns. So that's why I make a little bit more so that I have enough to show you. So basically at this stage, I think you can stop using the spoon and get your hands in. Yeah, so my hands, I just washed it before we started. So the hands are the best tools. So you just try to use your hands and then just mix them. Yeah, just mix them like so. So like that. So you try to pick up all the loose flour at the bottom that is not stuck to the main dough ball. So all you have to do is to just keep on doing this like that. Some people like to bring up the dough and put it on the countertop, and then they like to knead it. So I'm the lazy type. Yeah, I do not like to clean and wash the countertop for the next part, because the next part you really need the countertop. So therefore I do not want to wash and clean before the second part. So what I do is I will just do the kneading in this container itself, and after about maybe a minute or so, maybe 2 minutes I would say, people recommend 5 minutes, yeah. So I watched some YouTube videos. I think they said that 5 minutes would be a good time. So, but I think 5 minutes is a bit too long for me. I'm the fast and quick chop chop kind of method. So what I do is I will just roll it like that, yeah, knead it like that. The reason why we knead it is to ensure that the gluten inside the flour here will be more stretchy, and it will form a very strong framework for your bun. Yeah, otherwise your bun will collapse and then it doesn't puff up. Yeah, because eventually you puff up because of the yeast giving out a lot of gases. In fact, the gas will form many bubbles, and you need this structure to hold this little air sacs. Yeah, so that your buns will become very strong and light. So the way I see it is I will just knead it until round about, I would say, this kind of you know, quite smooth. I form it in the ball like so, and then that's enough of kneading for me. Yep. And what I can do then is to place this ball in a oiled container. So I put just some vegetable oil at the bottom down here. So what I do next is to just drop it in, get some oil on that side, and turn it around. And then what I need to do now is to cover it with an aluminum, or maybe I think cling wrap will do. Just slightly cover it like that, and let it rest for about 1 hour, yeah, or so, depending on the temperature of your house. So if it is very hot on that day, maybe just 1 hour, but it's a bit colder, maybe 1.5 hours, yeah. So ideally it's about twice the size, yeah. So we'll come back later to see what happens after 1.5 hours. But meantime, you can just go and drink a cup of coffee, you can go and take a bath and do some other things, yeah. So whatever it is, we have to be patient, wait for 1.5 hours. Okay, I'll see you later. Hello, we are back. Look at this dough. It has already risen until more than twice its original size. So what we need to do next is to get ready actually 2 trays. So I've got these 2 trays. One is this, yeah, and I've put in the wax paper, and to secure it, I just put a bit of flour underneath the wax paper so that it sticks, yeah, onto the trays. So each tray will hold 8 pieces of sausage buns. So what we need then is to flour your countertop, yeah, so that it doesn't stick, the dough doesn't stick to the countertop, yeah. Maybe I put a little bit too much flour, but it's okay. I think it's better to be safe than sorry. So let's just take this whole thing out. I think what we need is to sort of form it into 2 long logs. It's easier to cut, yeah, when it is in a cylindrical shape, but up to you. Some people prefer to make it into a circular shape, yeah, but I think for myself, I will just try to make it into 2 long logs like so, like that. So each log I'll cut approximately, I think I would try with 8 pieces. Sometimes one piece is bigger than another. Some people would like to weigh it, but since mine is just not selling or anything, so aesthetic is not my main focus, what I would do is just to get an approximate size, and then you can see that I will just fold it like that. I saw the videos that they do all these folding, but I'm not sure exactly why they do that, but it really works. It makes it very fluffy, I think, yeah. So I think don't skip this process. So once you have formed it into a ball, you just put it at the side down there, maybe at the top of the countertop, yeah, where it is flat, yeah, so that it doesn't become too hard, and when it is exposed to the air, it becomes hard and a crust is formed. So it's better for you to make sure that you have got a wet cloth, yeah. So I use this kind of good morning towel to just cover it, yeah, so that it doesn't become too dry, yeah. While you work very quickly with the rest of the dough. So you just continue to fold this way until you have finished all the dough. So all in all, you will get something like 16 of these little balls. So that's the first thing, yeah, the first thing that we will do, make all these balls. You can see how I'm doing it, yeah. Okay, they just fold to the back, yeah. You pinch, sort of, you sort of pull and pinch and pull and fold it to the back, and then just put it underneath the towel, yeah. So I've got 8 here. So later we are going to put in the sausage. So at the moment, you just do all these folding. Okay, so all these 16 buns are all done, yeah. I've made all the balls already. So now you flour the surface one more time, because we are going to roll them individually into flat ovals, and then we're going to stuff the sausage on it. So again, you are going to cover the rest of it using a damp towel while you work on each of them. So also flour your rolling pin so that it doesn't stuck to your dough. And rolling, mine is a bit too big, the rolling pin, but if you've got a smaller one, I think it's easier, it's more, you know, easy for you to hold, and it's not so tiring to hold such a big one. So I will just sort of roll it until this size. Can you see that? Yeah, so it's some kind of an oval shape, like so. It's long enough for the sausage to fit inside. So all I do is very simple. I will just put the sausage in, and then I will just pinch the sides like so, like that. Pinch it so that the sausage will be encased inside, and then seam side down. Yeah, so you make sure that the seam side is down. Then you just put it onto the tray that we have just prepared, that I showed you just now. Yeah, using a wax paper to cover the tray so that it doesn't stick, the dough doesn't stick to the tray. So you continue doing. I do one more for you to see, and then later I'll meet you back when I finish with all of them. So okay, so I've got another one going here. So just pinch the sides like that, and see, pinch, 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 and the ends as well. I think it looks good, to make sure that it doesn't fall out. Yeah, I guess it is quite secure. And then just give it a little bit of press so that the seam will sit and seal very firmly. Yeah, so I've got two here. All right, I'll continue doing, and I'll see you at the end. We have got the last three of these sausage buns, and I'm just going to finish them off. And the next step later, I'm going to show you how to cut them, yeah, before we let them sit for a while to rest. So now we are down to the last three. Yep, like that. Okay. And we've got this last one, so it's pretty fast. We can just, no fancy, yeah, but it is very hearty. You can, it's very filling. One of yeast for breakfast or for tea is more than enough. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to cut it. Now we have got this first tray where we have got 8 of these sausage buns. So they are all together 8. So all you have to do is use a pair of scissors. Yeah, if you have got a razor or a clean razor, kitchen razor, you can use a razor. But I always find it easier to just use a pair of scissors to cut it. So you will just make a slit, a few slits, maybe 6 or 7. Yeah, maybe 6 or 7 slits like so, and try to cut through until the sausage, but not all the way down, yeah, because you still want it to hold together as one cylinder. Yeah, so I just snip it like that. The reason why I do this two reasons. First is aesthetically, looks very more professional. As when it comes out, it looks quite nice. The second thing is that when you reheat it, I think it's easier for the heat, yeah, to get into the sausage. So at least the sausage itself inside will get heated up. Yeah. So if you don't want to do the slit, it's also okay. But when it comes to reheating, I think you've got to put in a microwave first before you sort of put inside the toaster to make it crispy. The reason is that putting the microwave gets all the way in to heat up the sausage right inside. And then when you put it inside the toaster, so basically what happens is that you just want to crisp the dough outside, yeah, so that it's cooked in the inside. Otherwise, if you put straight in, the sausage will not get cooked, but it will be burnt outside, yeah. So you just saw me putting in the cling wrap. You just loosely cover it. The reason is to prevent it from forming a hard crust, because the air can dry the outside of this sausage bun. So you put that aside, and maybe about 20 minutes. So while you are waiting for this to rise and to sort of rest, you can switch on your oven, yeah, to 180 degrees Celsius, and for about maybe 5-10 minutes. Yeah, so later we'll come back. Yeah, so I put this aside first. The second tray, I will use another pattern. Yeah, so what we can do is you can still continue to snip like that. Yeah, but then we can open it up. Yeah, so you can see that I'm snipping just like what I've done just now. The only difference now is that I would like to splay the individual snips, yeah, the individual parts. So if it is not enough snips, so you can just cut another time. So this part, yeah, so this part as well. So you can try to cut through the sausage. That's the whole idea. Yeah, so you just check, make sure that you cut through the sausage, but not to the dough at the bottom. Yeah, just cut through the sausage. That would be good enough. Then once you've done that, you just sort of arrange them, open up and arrange them. One on the left side, yeah, one part on the left side, one part on the right side, yeah, so like that. So you splay them out like that. Yeah, I think this is a good method. It's good for reheating because it gets to the sausage right away. So it looks something like this. Yeah, so you can see the individual parts of the sausage. So we continue doing this. I'll show you one more. Yep. Then after that, we can just let it rest like what we did for the first tray. Yeah, so you just open up like so, like that. Yeah, so you just splay them out and then sort of give it a little bit of twist so that one portion will go to the right side, the other portion will go to the left side. Yeah, so I think it is faster if I do all the snipping first, like conveyor belt method, and then come back to do the separation. You can do, if you want the individual bits to be nearer, you can do so, but there's more work. Yeah, so for me is get the job done as fast as possible. Yeah, because you know, usually I make a lot. Yeah, so that's why time is of the essence. So I will still continue doing this until I finish all my 8 sausage buns. So you just splay them up like that, If the sausage is cut all the way through, it's easier to do. But if not, so it is a bit of a struggle with it. So, but I think you can always recut if you find that the sausage is not cut through. Yeah. So one to the left, one to the right. If you make a mistake, there's no big deal because this is for home consumption. It is not for selling. So for selling, I think you need to be a little bit more professional. Okay, so we continue like so. Continue making. One to the left, one to the right. Like that. Then we've got one here. Left, right, right. Then left. This recipe is very forgiving. Even you made a mistake, you know, if you put 2 right and 1 left, it's also okay. I think nobody will fault you. So as long as the thing can be eaten, it's clean. Yep, so you can see that I'm opening up. Yes, okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. So they are all open up now, 8 of them. So as usual, we let it rest. While it is resting, we will make use of this cling wrap to just give it a protection, yeah, from the draft of the air, yeah, of the wind around the kitchen. So let's just get this done. Okay, so it's a light, may not cover until very tight, but just a slight cover. Okay, I'll join you and I'll see you later after about 20 minutes. Meantime, I will turn on the oven to 180 degrees Celsius for about maybe about 10 minutes, and then I will come back and tell you what's the next step. Welcome back. Now it's after 20 minutes. That's how it looked like. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, these 4 little babies like pillows. So I'm going to remove this cling wrap. So I have got here 2 eggs that I have beaten up. It will be the egg wash to be sort of brushed over these hot dog buns so that you look golden brown when it comes out. So every one of them, you will just lightly brush them with this egg wash. I make 2 because normally it's 1, but since I've multiplied the recipe by 2, so I would have to use 2 eggs for this recipe. Yeah, so there you go. So you keep on brushing like so, even the sides, like that. Some people add a bit of water, but I think I'm okay with a little bit more yellow, more concentrated. I think it looks nicer. So I'm going to do that for the other 4, like that. I have already heated my oven 10 minutes ago. It is at 180 degrees Celsius. And I'm going to put this, once it's finished, in the middle rack for about, I would say, that 15 to 20 minutes, basically until it's golden brown, and shouldn't take too long. It's about 15 to 20 minutes, I would think. So okay, so we have got all these brushed nicely. So after this, the next step is to sprinkle a little bit of sesame seed on top. Yeah, but I do not have the white sesame seed. I only have this black ones. Yeah, preferably, personally, I prefer the white ones. Yeah, so I think this will do. It gives it a little bit of crunch to the finished product, and also there is a bit of nutty, yeah, nutty taste to it, and the smell of nuttiness is really wonderful. So okay, so we have got this in. The mayonnaise comes in. I've got this mayonnaise. It's a Japanese mayonnaise. I like this because there's a little bit of spout where I can actually, you know, squeeze, and it forms a streamer, yeah, along it. So you can, whichever how you would like to do it and how much you want to put is up to you. I just sprinkle a little bit because I do not want it to be too oily, and but it gives it a very nice, you know, shimmer to the top, you know, at once it's finished. So it looks a little bit like glossy. Yeah, it gives a glossy, and it is also a little bit, it looks nicer. Yeah, so that's why I put a little bit on top. Some people also put sriracha sauce, tomato sauce, or, you know, chili sauce, up to you, whichever. For people who are, you know, chili lovers, yeah, you might just want to put a bit of chili sauce. The final one is this. I put the spaghetti bologna herb blend. Yeah, so any kind of Italian spice will do. If you don't have, this can be omitted. It is not compulsory. All these condiments, as and when you like. Yeah, so if you like some curry powder on top, you put curry powder. If you don't like curry powder, you put, I like a bit of Italian herbs, not too much because it can be overpowering. It's very strong, the smell, but it is a very nice herby, minty smell. So we are done with all these trimmings. So the next step is to get this into the oven. Yeah, remember 180 degrees Celsius and at about 20 minutes. Yeah. Okay, we have got our second batch of sausage buns. We are going to do likewise. First of all, we are going to egg wash the thing. That means I will just use a brush to brush the top part of each sausage bun. These sausage buns have been resting for 20 minutes. So I'll do the same thing as what I did just now. First step is to put the egg wash. The second step, then I will sprinkle some sesame seed. And then the third step will be to put a bit of mayo. And the final step is to put the Italian spice. So meantime, we'll try to finish this little bit of egg here. And you will try to brush every part of the sausage bun as much as we can. Okay, last part. Okay, done. So we will sprinkle a little bit of black sesame seeds. Preferably the white ones are better, but since I don't have the white ones, I use the black ones. They serve just as well. They are nutty and they give a bit of crunch to your sausage bun. Then the next step is to sprinkle this Japanese mayo. Yeah, just make squiggly lines like that, or however you want to make it. Like so. You can see? Yep. So there you go. So we have got the mayo in, and the final step is to sprinkle the Italian spice. So just a little bit, like so. Okay. So I'm going to put this in the oven, and I'll come back and show you the first batch that is already done. Yeah. Ta-da-dang! This is the first batch. They look wonderful, golden brown, and they are very soft. You can see if I break them, it's super soft. Yeah, and it's delicious. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, so this is the first batch. So we wait for the second batch. I'll show you how it turns out. Hello, hello, hello. So this is the second batch, golden brown, very beautiful, smelling real great. My whole kitchen is smelling like a bakery. So this is the second batch. So if you have got time, please try these two different types of sausage buns, and you will be rewarded handsomely by delicious and beautiful experience eating this sausage bun. Yeah, hope you like this video, so you can try this and let me know how it turns out. Okay, bye for watching.